has come to an end, I know. A star has come out to tell me it's time to go. But deep in the dark green shadows are voices that tell me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like the chime that flies from a church on the breeze, to laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stones in its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like the chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stones in its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more.
So hello everyone, we're so happy to be here, especially in this virtual space. It's a first for me, although Kevin Elam on piano and vocals and guitar will be, has experience playing in this virtual space. So it's wonderful that we get to do this here at Jackie and Bill's. And our next piece that we'll be playing for you is City of Stars, but I'm sure all of you recognize the wonderful melody of The Sound of Music.
Oh, yes. You all probably know that's the opening title that we just played from Sound of Music. Academy Award-winning picture, came out in 1965, and of course, many of you probably know, composed by the famous Rodgers and Hammerstein, and the wonderful Julie Andrews, who originally sang that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Nusheen, what do we have next?
Okay, so we have The City of Stars. It's from La La Land. And I actually had never saw this until recently. My mom kept on telling me that she was obsessed with it. Like, she saw the movie and she watched it 4 times, which is not common for my mom to do, but she did it for La La Land. And I was really enamored when I finally got around to seeing it with the beginning theme, which is called The City of Stars. And it's with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. And I brought it to Kevin, and I was like, we should do this, because this is so cool. Yeah. And in this, there isn't actually a jazz break or a jazz solo, but Kevin is going to be doing that.
Well, don't tell them that.
Oh,
now.
Okay, well, you'll find out.
You'll find out.
You'll find
Big
out.
secret. All right, here we go.
Oh, wait, hold on. We'll figure it out. Okay, I'll be good. I'll be good.
All right, here we go.
reciprocal applause.
Yes, folks, thank you so much. That's one of my new favorite themes. I learned that. Nusheen showed me that one. I learned that one for this concert. And next up is another kind of new one for us. There's a really sort of interesting, cute little cartoon. It was a Netflix special called Over the Garden Wall, and it's about these two little boys that get lost in a woodland and have all sorts of magical adventures. And the theme song is it's really just mysterious and interesting little song, and I showed it to Nusheen, and we both fell in love with it, so we decided to arrange it for violin and piano.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go with the theme song from Over the Garden Wall.
So just as Kevin was enamored with City of Stars from La La Land, I was definitely in love with the last tune we played, which is Over the Garden Wall.
Isn't that just such an adorable little song?
Yeah, it is. It makes me want to just watch that
Watch
show
the show.
on repeat.
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Eventually.
It's 12 very short episodes. You can watch the whole thing. Each episode's like 10 minutes. So you can watch the whole thing in one sitting. It's really a fun little show. All right, now we're going back in time, back to, I don't know if this qualifies as the golden era of films, but back to 1967, one of the best animated films of all time, in my opinion, which was The Jungle Book, Disney's Jungle Book. And most of the songs from this musical were written by the Sherman Brothers, but it's an interesting fun fact that perhaps the most famous one, The Bare Necessities, was actually written, it was from a previous a concept of the movie that actually was discarded, but one song was saved from that edition. And so Bare Necessities is actually by a guy named Terry Gilkyson. So, and he was actually a folk singer, so that kind of, I think that sort of influences the sort of acoustic, lighthearted feel of this song. So this is a classic that you all probably know, Bare Necessities, and please sing along at home. All right, here we go. Simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean those bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. If you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, well, maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, those simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean those bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Cause let me tell you something, little britches. If you act like that bee-ass, you're working too hard. And don't spend your time looking around for something you want that can't be found. When you find out you can live without it and go along not thinking about it, I'll tell you something true. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. They're the bare necessities, those simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean those bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Yeah, that bring the bare necessities of life. That bring the bare necessities of life. All right. Woo! has some really, really solid philosophy in it.
It really does.
Really good advice, actually.
Yeah. So for our next tune, we'll be doing Last of the Mohicans. I'm sure many of you have seen this film, and the introductory portion of Last of the Mohicans is in this Scottish Celtic style. And Kevin.
I was just going to quickly say the part of this theme that sounds like a jig is actually a jig. It's called the Gale. It's actually a traditional tune, and then the film composer, I forget his or her name, put this other theme over top of the jig, so you get this really cool composite feel.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you, Eugenie.
Exactly. So for Last of the Mohicans, we thought it would be nice to pair it with other Celtic tunes. So we're going to be doing Woman of the House, then Drazy Maggie, and hopefully to some of the viewers, you've heard these before.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's a medley. First the film theme, and then we'll do two traditional tunes. thanks, folks. That was our little traditional Celtic set for you, paired with Last of the Mohicans theme song. Actually, the next film we're going to reference, just like Last of the Mohicans, is also centered around Native Americans. This one is from Pocahontas. So we're getting back on the Disney train. We love, Nusheen and I love those Disney theme songs. So this time it's Colors of the Wind from the film Pocahontas, which came out when we were little kids.
Yeah.
Maybe
Definitely.
90 something.
I don't know. I have 93 in my mind,
Yeah.
but that could be wrong.
Yeah, it was like when we were very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just born.
True. True.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind. You think I'm an ignorant savage. You've been so many places, I guess it must be so. But still I cannot see if the savage one is me. How can there be so much that you don't know? You don't know. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the ones that look and think and talk like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon and ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, you will never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper skinned, we must paint with all the colors of the mountain. We must paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. So I don't have the lovely female voice of Pocahontas, unfortunately, but it's just such a fun song to sing. You can't pass it up,
Yeah.
and such good lyrics too.
Mm-hmm. In fact, this is one that he has sung to me multiple times, and we even have friends who love singing this, so it just seemed fitting that we would put this in this particular concert. Okay, so next up we have Someday My Prince Will Come, and yeah.
This one, what is this from? Oh, it's from
This is
Snow
from Snow
White.
White,
Yes, this one is from one of the very first Disney. Man, we're on a Disney kick,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Just keep on going.
We just keep on going with Disney. They're just too good to pass up. This is from one of the very earliest Disney classics, Snow White, which is from 1937. So it is a classic.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll need to look this up, but I think that this may be based on a Tchaikovsky thing. Don't you think it kind of has that feel, Nusheen?
That maybe it could.
It's very reminiscent of the classical theme.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we'll play it for you and you decide for yourselves. All right.
Oh, wait.
Thank you so much. So that was a little blend of some little bit of jazz, a little bit of classical that we kind of tried to mix into that arrangement. So I hope you enjoyed that. And we have another Disney song.
We just want to get them all out of the way.
We do know other movies.
Yeah.
But we wanted to get them all out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Nusheen, I think you picked this one, right?
I did. Well, Beauty and the Beast happens to be one of my favorite Disney movies, and I thought we had to put it on this concert. And especially this beginning part of Beauty and the Beast, the actual title is called Belle, but there are lots of moving parts where you hear the townsfolk, trying to talk to Belle as she's...
Bonjour!
Yeah, bonjour! And as she's trying to read her books and to do all of that. So we try to get as many of those voices in this as possible for you guys to hear. So let's see if you can actually detect them as we're playing.
There'll be a quiz after.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
was so much
That's a high energy, really fun piece.
fun.
It's funny when we play that. I'm literally just playing the scene from the movie in my head. That's how I remember how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great fun. Okay, now we've got one that's got to be on the top 10 most famous songs of all time. I mean, it's a really well-known song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The fun fact about this song is that, what's the guy's name? Oh, so Harold Arlen is the composer of the music, and the lyricist name was Yip Harburg. And so Harburg had this idea of, Dorothy lives in Kansas in this kind of very difficult life, and so she's dreaming of somewhere where her problems can be solved, and that's over the rainbow. But he composed this melody that had these two notes at the beginning, da da, and he didn't know what that first word should be before the phrase over the rainbow. And I think it was either his wife or his daughter that suddenly suggested somewhere over the rainbow. So then that became the first word of the song. And the song is officially titled Over the Rainbow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's give it a shot. Oh, one more thing. We're going to do the not so often heard intro or verse to the song before the main chorus. Most popular versions don't have this little verse in it, but it's a really, really nice set of lyrics. So here we go. When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found. Beaming from your
just lovely.
That's a
hearing
heartwarming song.
Ah, it really is.
Yep.
Now, for the next one, we're going to be doing Tonight from West Side Story.
Ooh,
Yeah.
another classic musical.
Yes, it's definitely a classic, and I mean, the music is by Leonard Bernstein. So, it's just wonderful arranging. And you were actually the one who showed me that
Yes.
we should do this specific one for
So
a concert.
I'm a huge music theory buff, so every time I hear some cool chord changes in the song, I go, hey Nusheen, check out this song. Listen to this modulation. And this song has some really cool modulations for those of you that are so inclined.
Yeah.
I think there's a grand total of 5 key centers. Yeah. There's 3 main ones and 2 secondary ones. So, for the quiz after. All right, here we go. So, Tonight from West Side Story. So what a wonderful bit of music from Leonard Bernstein there.
Yeah, it's really, if you listen to the lyrics, then you'll also hear how emotional it is and what's going on in that overall plot of the movie. It's really great.
So much poetry.
Yeah.
Pardon me while I tune this guitar. Okay, that'll do it. All right. Ready? It's one of the great instrumental themes that you might recognize from The Godfather.
So I know that theme, but I have never actually seen the movie. So hopefully that will be rectified soon, and I'll actually see the movie so I can place the theme to it. But our next tune for this evening is going to be from Howl's Moving Castle. It's the main theme, and I saw this movie a long time ago, but the theme has always gotten stuck in my head because it's just so catchy, and there's so many variations. And the piano has a great intro to this too.
Is this one of those Studio Ghibli ones?
Yes, it is a Studio Ghibli. So if you are a fan of Studio Ghibli, then you'll definitely recognize this.
And even if you're not,
and
you will probably enjoy it.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll encourage you to watch the movie because it's really great.
All right, here we go.
that was one that Nusheen introduced me to, and I really enjoy the different flavors that come out of that song.
Yeah.
It's just it's almost like a little classical piece.
It is. It actually feels very classical. I think.
But it has some little jazz moments there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So are we on the last piece? Oh, that's right. One thing that we forgot to mention, because we've been having so much fun playing this wonderful music, is that you can make donations. They are accessible from the
website. And that website is emersonavenuesalons.com. So however you got to the YouTube page, you can probably access that the same way for the donations.
And Jackie and Bill are matching the donations tonight, so thank you to them. And thank you to them for hosting us.
Yes, thank you so much. They're amazing hosts, so we're so happy to be here.
And it's a real pleasure to play on this Kawai piano this Kawai grand piano that's just been tuned. So
yeah,
this is better than my piano. All right, so our last piece is probably our zaniest, probably our most humorous selection. This is something that we arranged all by ourselves.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them what's in it?
Well, we're gonna have.
Maybe we shouldn't. Should we leave it a surprise?
I don't know. Should we?
Let's just say it's a mixture of famous TV show themes.
Yes, and I just love that this was one of those that we arranged because we just thought, oh, how funny would it be? What else could we add to make this even more interesting? And I think we were successful in that. So you'll have to let us know. And also, let's see if you actually recognize.
I think you'll probably know all of them. These are some really famous ones, and we added a dash of humor in there as well. Okay, here we go. A one, two, a one, two. so much for tuning in, and thank you again to Jackie and Bill for being our hosts, and for Nusheen to inviting me to play on this concert.
Oh yeah, Kevin is just an absolute star of all of this. I told him that I was like, at first we were thinking maybe we were going to do classical, and then we decided last minute that we were going to go into all of these film scores, and honestly, it's just amazing. He's like a jack of all trades, so that's like amazing to have.
And Nusheen is a violinist par excellence.
Oh.
Couldn't have done it without you. So we have coming up after this, we have a Zoom meeting, right?
Yes, that Zoom meeting is coming up.
And so give us a couple of minutes to rearrange furniture and powder our noses and such, and then tune into the Zoom meeting. And we'll bid you all a good night.
Mm-hmm.
All right.